What is up, YouTube? Today we're going to be going over all the blitzes, like 3-4 even, solid, over, odd, bear, 1-4-6. We're going to be covering every single one of them, and then explaining also what you should use them against, what you shouldn't use them against, and being aware of that as well. Now, before we get into the video, if you guys check out the link below in the description for merch, you can use code MARCH15 for 15% off your order off of anything off of Spreadshirt. So with that being said, we're going to be using the New York Jets on defense, and we're going to be using my custom playbook. It's called Cheat Code. You guys can go check it out because it's just got all the formations I need to cover in it. So we're going to be going into the gun split. Let's just go into the easy stuff, right? The easy stuff, gun split close Pats. It's the same thing as if we were to be going against the gun split close Miami. I think there's like one difference, maybe not, I don't know. I believe they're the exact same. So gun split close Pats, and we're gonna be go ahead and just go into PAY shot. Now in this video we're specifically going to be focusing on the different blitzes: odd, even, bear, 1-4-6. Now in split close, if you guys have not played a split close player, more specifically Miami and New England, 1-4-6, you're gonna get torched by it. Or sorry, you're gonna be able to, if you guys are choosing to run 1-4-6 against split close Miami or New England, you guys are going to find it's going to be very hard to stop unless you have dive defense out of the 1-4-6. So I personally, if I'm going to be running somebody that runs split close, I'm never going to go into 1-4-6. I don't have run defense out of that perfectly for that HB dive or stretch, and so I don't feel comfortable working with that. So the two varieties that you can use are bear, odd, or even. Now, they all have their, I want to say, like, advantages behind it. Even you can have a strong safety at outside linebacker. It's left outside. Let me think about this. It's right outside linebacker is where you can have your starting strong safety with a package. It's pretty easy. If you go a couple times to the left on the right stick, you notice SS at LB. Puts your starting strong safety at right outside linebacker. That's a benefit of 3-4 even because now you can have a faster player. Of course, if you guys are playing regs, to blitz the quarterback. Now, don't expect them to get off blocks as frequently as like a defensive end, simply because they generally don't have that high of a block shed. They have good speed, they can sometimes have good tackling, and sometimes even have an enforcer behind it as well. Now, 3-4 even is pretty easy. I've made a video on this one already, and it's funny, a lot of these other YouTubers are saying, hey, this is like a super glitchy defense. It's like, this has been a defense for a long time. So you can use this pretty much for any kind of coverage. It's going to work the same whether you go Tampa 2, that's OLB strike 2. It's easier to say it that way. Cover 3, cover 1. I don't know if that, pretty sure they should have a cover 4 quarters, maybe. No, I guess not. But yeah, pretty much this is going to be a universal blitz out of whatever coverage you may want. On top of that, the nice thing is, against certain sets, such as a compressed set, split close, gun bunch, tight offset, tight end, the HB slots weak. I can't remember the exact term behind it, but that formation is also going to be nasty to use this blitz against. Super simple setup, requires pretty much no adjustments whatsoever. It's blitz all linebackers, press. Sometimes you may have to press more than once, but you can see right here, this is pretty much the same thing as if we were going against the 3-4 odd. It's just send 7. With the way that the game is this year, you got to send 7, you got to send pressure in order to get the rushers home. Otherwise, you're going to find that they're going to get a lot of time in the pocket. So in this situation, you can go ahead, you can change this guy into a soft squat, so then he'll match with that guy X if he goes vertically, or at least long enough to where the blitz gets home if they send Y on a route. You want to take your user and you just want to bring him down and blitz this guy as well. Some people, what they will do, and I don't like it too much, is they'll bring this corner in and blitz him as well. I don't think it's really necessary because what we're doing with our users, we're blitzing 8. In reality, we're not. We're going to be dropping our user back into coverage, and this is going to carry over to any kind of 3-4 blitz you're going to go into, whether it be under, over, solid. Predator is going to be a little bit different. Over edge a little bit different as well. But anything else, it's the same principle behind it, including the 1-4-6. You're sending 8, which means you're blitzing your user, but then realistically, you're going to be dropping your user back into coverage. I really like sending pressure against split close. I feel pretty confident against the defense for it, just because it can be difficult to block this 8-man blitz out of split close unless you know what you're doing. So in this situation, we just want to send the house right there. PAY shot. You can see we got like 50,000 people coming in clean. And we're going to be obviously off the races for an easy touchdown, as long as whoever that is, Burkhead, doesn't catch us from behind. So super simple blitz. Again, it's just a blitz all linebackers. Oops, wrong controller. I don't know what I just did. Blitz all linebackers, press. You may need to press a couple times. Bigs right there. They bring him down to the offensive line. And then you're going to go ahead. And as always, with pretty much any blitz, QB contain. You notice that guy's not in contain. You may need to move him in just a little bit more. Then you go ahead and blitz your user. Now, contains are not necessary against a non-mobile QB. And again, this transitions to a 1-4-6. Any 3-4 variety. 4-3, you can do the same thing. You don't need to. It just helps the blitz come in a lot better. But you'll still find they're going to get people coming in clean anyways against a non-QB contain. In fact, let's just go ahead and blitz everybody. I'm going to go max protect and cancel this play action. We're going to go blitz all. This is a non-QB contain. I don't know why that defensive end isn't a contain right now. But snap the ball, and you can see right there. That time it doesn't work as well. But if we were able to engage with a blocker, we're going to get it coming through a lot better. That time it was just a bad mistake on the user. So contains, they're very good. They're not always needed. It just helps with the blitz coming through a lot more frequently. If you're going to get somebody like Tom Brady or anybody that's a non-escape artist QB, you're going to find it's not always needed to QB contain, but it will certainly help getting the blitz to come through. Now, in split close, whatever variety it may be, don't run 1-4-6 unless you know how to stop HB dive in the backfield. Run 3-4 because you can audible to different formations and be sure you can stop the run as well out of it. So 3-4 odd is going to be the same thing. Let's just go ahead and get into this cover 4 drop show 2. We'll go back into split close. And these 3-4 blitzes, all of these are going to be really good against compressed sets. Any kind of compressed set they're going to be phenomenal with. Let's go back into this PAY shot. We'll max protect real fast. And then it's the same thing as 3-4 even. Blitz all, press. Sometimes you need to press a couple more times. And then lastly, QB contain. I'm assuming this guy is not in contain. He is. Okay, sometimes he won't be. Sometimes you may need to move him in. Just make sure your outside linebackers are in QB contain and you'll be good. Lastly, same thing with 3-4 even. You're going to bring this guy down, your user. I'm going to go ahead and put this guy into soft squat so he'll match this crossing route. And then you can just be sure to bump an offensive lineman. So right there, bam, disengage. And you can see right there, bagged. Really, really simple to do. It doesn't really require much defense. That's why I think pass defense this year, it's so easy. If you're worried about crossers and corners, as long as they don't know how to break the contain and get outside with an escape artist, you're going to have a wonderful time on defense. Sin 7, really hard to get this chop block off. It's just going to mess up your whole defense if you do that, or your offense if you do that. So essentially, this is how we're playing. Unfortunately, we're playing pass defense this year. It's just Sin 7, and technically sending 8 with our user. At least that's how the offensive line picks up. And then we're going to be screaming every single time. I will say, in order of strength, it varies. 3-4 even, I definitely will say is probably the best against compressed sets, and then 3-4 odds below that, or no, it's probably like a tie between 3-4 even and bear, and then odd is below those two, and then every other 3-4 is below odd. That's just how the game is. Again, they're all the exact same. In fact, let's just go. I don't like Predator and Overed too much. Let's go. Oh my goodness, is that all they have? You know what? Let's go into Predator. What the heck? Let's go into Predator, cover 3 sky. We'll go back into this gun split close. I'll show you guys. It's super easy to do. Get PAY shot. This is a custom playbook. Blitz all, press. You can see, again, same idea. We're bringing everybody down to the offensive line. And the nice thing with cover 3, we've already got our user right here. So we just bring this guy down and scream at it. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this play action. Snap the ball. And you can see right there, again, same results. Getting 3 people to come in. Blocker running backs take on the blocks, and we still have 1 person coming in anyways. So that's a little bit about 3-4. This is against split close. If we go into something like gun bunch, I don't know if I have gun bunch in this custom or not. I do. Perfect. Let's just go into Bill's verticals. It's going to be the same verticals. It's just a different team name based on what team you're going to be going against. In gun bunch, I personally don't like running 3-4 of any variety because first off, you're really limited to the runs that you can use. Pretty much HB base and sometimes HB draw, but not many people run HB draw because it gets shut down in the backfield so quickly. And then HB sweep. So HB base and HB sweep are going to be the 2 runs you're going to run into. So, yeah, you really don't have to worry about it all too much. And 1-4-6, if they do audible to an under center, it's just going to blow it up in the backfield anyways. It's just a simple numbers game. So, this is why I like to utilize the 1-4-6. Again, this is New York Jets defense. You can change this, and it can be interchangeable for multiple things. You can use its cover 3 sky, you can use the cover 2 sink, or you can use the DB Sting 2 buzz, or where is it at? DB Sting is also another option. What people frequently are going to do is, first off, you're going to have your audible set. I don't like cover 2 man. I usually switch it with a cover 6 press if they're running gun bunch, or a cover 4 drop if they're running like a spread formation or like a trips tight end formation instead. So most people, they're going to come out in DB Sting 2 buzz. Oops, not going to set the audible though. We're going to go ahead and just come out in a DB Sting 2 buzz. And against gun bunch, it's super easy to set up. Again, this doesn't require a whole lot of adjustments to set the blitz up. You want to blitz all linebackers and QB contain. This, if you guys are noticing, you're noticing a trend by now. If you're paying attention, there's a trend. It's blitz all linebackers, and you just want to make sure that these 2 slot corners are on contains. If they aren't, then just move them in. Lastly, you want to go ahead and press. Sometimes when you press, you'll find, if I can get over to him, this guy may shift outside just a little bit, and if he shifts too far outside, you notice he gets taken out of the contain. Just be sure that you move him back in, and then I like to move this safety down, and then I use the weak side safety or the non-bunch safety because I know that the soft squat will match X long enough to where if they do send their running back out on the route, the blitz is going to get through anyways. Again, same thing as a 3-4 even, 3-4 odd, solid, bear, blah, blah, blah. You're going to bring your user down and you're going to blitz him. Now, it's not 100% necessary to blitz. It just makes it easier to engage with a blocker. So let's go ahead and do a max protect. 1-4-6 doesn't always scream as well. It sometimes will, but you can see right there that time, bam, we get it. Come on, somebody could get it. Oh my goodness, nobody wants to get the ball today. Tom Brady, it's okay, you're goated. But you can see right there, we're screaming against gun bunch. That's a max protect gun bunch. Again, the offensive line is recognizing these blitzes that we're sending as send 8. Essentially, it's an engage 8, which you have to do a little bit of math here. I know. 7 on 8. There's one guy coming in free every single time. Now, the only way that you can really fully block this is if you motion this guy in and motion snap, and then you block 8. And even sometimes it doesn't always work. So just a few things to be aware of with gun bunch. Again, it's just a simple blitz all linebackers, keep it contained. This is a blitz you're going to find it that everybody's going to be using it against gun bunch because they know it screams against max protect. And on top of that, they know if you start motion blocking people in, you're going to have more people in coverage, and then they do have routes ran. For example, you only have 2 routes ran if they decide to motion block Philip Dorsett. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go max protect, motion this guy in, snap the ball, and right there, bam, you can see we're going to have that play completely bagged up, and we're still screaming anyways. So pick your poison. Super simple blitz to set up. Now, the last formation I want to talk about is tight offset, tight end. This is going to work with any like tight slots, HB, gun HB, gun HB. We think I would know this as I just made a video on it. But any kind of tight set, like gun snugs flip is another example. Do I not have? There we go. Tight offset, tight end. Let's just go into the infamous Y out. Everybody runs this, especially if you have 2, what is it called? Slot apprentice or hot route master with post flag elite on both of them. In this set, there's a couple different ones you can run. 3-4 even, obviously, is always really good. I personally like to run 3-4 bear against tight offset tight end. I personally feel like it screams a lot better, and since I run Miami, I don't have 3-4 even. But if you guys run the Jets, I'd probably suggest running 3-4 even over bear, just because the pressure seems to get home a lot better. Again, the same principle is going to carry over from 3-4 bear or 3-4 even. 3-4 odds okay against this. It's not the best, just because it's for some reason it's a little bit easier to block. I don't know why, because it's still sending 8, but it is. So let's go ahead and just start in this 3-4 even. Let's just go into Tampa 2. Again, as we remember earlier, it's blitz all linebackers. You may need to press a couple times. That time we only had to press once, and then just QB contain. One thing against tight offset tight end is, first off, they're not going to run it like this. They're going to have 2 wide receivers in instead of a tight end. They're going to have a wide receiver right there, a wide receiver right there. If you're going against a good player, they may have slot-o-matic or slot apprentice or whatever it may be called, post flag elite, to get better route running and better catches on the post or the corner routes, if I can think about it. The corner outs, they'll get better ad catches with post flag elite, and then good route running with the slot-o-matic. So just a couple things to remember right there. Now, Patriots, they don't have that, so we don't have to worry about that all too much. Again, same principle. You're just going to be sending an insane amount of pressure. Now, unless they motion somebody in, like motion a wide receiver in to block, they're not going to pick this blitz up, and you don't even have to hover at this point. Somebody's coming in free. So let's just go ahead. I'm going to block my running back, and we'll snap this ball. Again, it's a simple numbers game. You can see right there, bam, we get one person free. The corner out's not open because they can't roll out. They don't have time to throw it, and then we get the pressure because of it. Now, if they do start to motion people in, like I think they can motion Philip, I believe it's Philip Dorsett, they'll start motioning in. Go ahead and blitz all linebackers, press. You may need to press once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times, and they'll start motion blocking. If they start motion blocking or even doing something as simple as just motioning this guy over, this ain't going to work. I'm just going to tell you right now. But if they do something like this, this is when you want to go ahead and start blitzing your user as well. As always, QB contain also. So snap the ball, and again, engage. You can see right there, getting somebody off the edge free. So that time, that was blitzing 7 on 7 in a sense, and you can see right there, we were having a free walk-in fumble 6 for an easy 6 points. But motion blocking doesn't always work. Again, 3-4 even, between 3-4 even and bear, they're essentially the same thing. Lastly, 3-4 bear. 3-4 bear, a little bit different in what you got to do. It's a unique blitz from these 3-4 odds, solid, over, etc. because it doesn't require as much adjustments behind it. You're going to be coming out in the pinch buck O. Now, if we were in a game, how I like to run 3-4 bear is I like to go into coaching adjustments and set my auto alignment to base, because then it can audible to a cover 3 or a cover 2 or whatever it may be, and it still gives them the same exact look. So a little bit of a piece of the pie right there for you guys. So you're always going to be coming out of this pinch buck O, and then have auto alignment set to base, so then you don't have to baseline. It's just easier to hide your coverage, and you're going to come out pinch buck go. And let's go in against tight offset, tight end. Now again, this is a custom playbook, so you're like, well, how the crap do you have all these formations? Custom playbook. It's the only way you can get it in there. So again, you see right here, blitz all linebackers, keep it contained. It's sending 7. If they're not motion blocking somebody, then you're going to have somebody coming in clean. If they are motion blocking, like say this tight end over, let's go and get into it, and they do something like this, notice your user is manned up to the running back. At the beginning, on the other hand, he was manned up to the tight end. So this is essentially freeing up your user to go wherever he wants to. Top that, we're going to go ahead and do a quick baseline. I'm going to go ahead and set up how I like to run my defense. Again, it's just send 7, technically send 8, and just trying to get one man free. So again, snap the ball, you can see it right there, because our user chases, goes through the A gap. We're able to get the outside linebacker coming in free instead. So 3-4 bear, 3-4 even, it's close to a tie. 3-4 even is a little bit better against tight formations. The last one I want to talk about, I don't know if I have a spread set in this or not. It's like a 2x2 set. But any kind of spread set, where it'll be trips tight end, like a legit spread or trips of any variety, you want to use this 1-4-6. Now, there's a specific one you want to use, and if you guys don't know about it, it's the cover 2 sink. You can also use the cover 3 sky. Both of those are going to work just fine. It kind of depends on where the running back is and what you want to use. So, let's see. Surely we have like a, empty. Let's go. I like that. Let's go empty. I don't really care. Let's go Miami double in. So right here, since we're coming down DB Sting to Buzz, it automatically drops everybody down to the offensive line. Essentially, is giving it a sugar concept. So we're going to audible from that to a cover 2 sink or a cover 3 sky. Again, if you have the audible set for a cover 3 sky, go ahead and audible to it. Because say they are to motion in this guy, motion him over, and then you should be able to motion him back over, motion snap him in. If they were to do that, that's when you're wanting to start sending the cover 3 sky. You always want to send the contained corner on the opposite side of where you anticipate them to block. So in this case, since I know it's 5 wide, everybody will do this. Just put this guy into a middle third, and then user whatever other outside middle linebacker you may have. In case you do notice they're starting to pick it up, What you want to do is you want to also sometimes, not always, but blitz your middle linebacker user. It just confuses the offensive line, and it will occasionally help it get in a little bit better, especially in practice mode. So go ahead and snap this ball. You can see right there, that time we're coming through clean. Now with practice mode, it is going to play a little bit different. So kind of keep that in mind. If you're in a regular game, it's going to be coming through clean every single time. If you guys don't know about this glitch as well, say they were to have a running back in the backfield with Tom Brady. If you take this middle linebacker that's on the same side as that blitzing corner, man him up to the running back, you'll find that oftentimes it's going to dumb out the running back and then still get your blitzing corner in anyways. Again, results are different between MUT, regs, and practice mode. They all play differently, and CFM plays differently as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. This blitz works really well in MUT, especially because you have high-speed corners and just high-speed players all over the field in general. So you can run this in regs. If they don't know how to block it, it's going to be an absolute nightmare for them to face. But again, it's a super simple blitz. You don't even need to hover. Practice mode, you kind of do because it's going to get picked up oftentimes. That time you can see right there, it just fully dumbs out and trips over his own offensive lineman. Had that not happen, he's going to be coming through clean anyways. So just a few things to be aware of. I want to go into I'm pretty sure I have Y off trio week in this. Y off trio week, again, you don't really have to worry about too many runs in this. I think the only one you really have to worry about is HB base or something like that. Maybe I don't. U trips, Y off trio week. There we go. Let's go into sticking up. This is the Saints offense. You guys are like, holy crap, you literally have everything in here. It just makes practice mode so much easier to make these videos. So, again, coming on the DB sing to buzz and audibling to cover to sync. Now, notice this. We have the running back on the side of where our blitzing corner is. I think that's proper English. If you do send it from that side, and unless you glitch out the running back, it doesn't work as well in practice mode. You're going to find that they just block the running back. It's going to get picked up every single time. So it's just something like this. Snap the ball, and he's right there. Bam, chop block, and you see he picks it up. Now, of course, with 146, it's pretty good shed defense, so you're going to find that it's going to be really hard to just pass anyways. And so we're going to go ahead and talk a lot about that. Again, practice mode, regs, they're different from MUT. This isn't going to work as well in regs as it will in MUT because speed differential. That's the big factor in it. So again, let's go ahead and keep contain. We'll man up ourselves to the running back. And you kind of want to just wiggle him a little bit. And you notice he drops back about 5 yards. You don't have to manually do that. And then this guy, I swore audible to cover 2 sync. I'm going crazy right now, guys. The coronavirus is quarantine. We don't have quarantine yet. It's making me go nuts. But anyways, if you man your middle linebacker up, again, same side as the slot corner, you'll find that often he will dumb him out. Not always, especially when we're in practice mode. What? Okay, I blocked my running back, but he decided to run her out instead. Let's do that one more time. All right, we're going to block. I said block. I don't know what you did right there, but again, same thing. We're going to essentially dumb him out. So this is our look on defense. This is what we're doing. So this is what we're doing on defense, and that was our look on offense. So let's go ahead and snap the ball. This time, right there, you see, bam, we dumb out the running back. So if you notice they are blocking the running back on the same side, go ahead and man yourself up to him, and he's going to dumb him out. On the other hand, one way that you can sometimes get around this is instead of audibling to that cover 2 sync, audible to cover 3 sky, and then bring this guy in, and we're going to kind of give him a little bit of a bluff behind this. We're going to move both corners in hopes that they max protect, and so now we're only sending 4 against 7 people in zone, so they have 3 routes against 7. There should be nobody open if you make the correct adjustments on defense. But let's go ahead and snap this ball. Again, this is a blocked running back. Sometimes it'll pick it up if they have good pocket presence. It will. Sometimes it won't. It's right there. That time it doesn't. We scream at him, and we get the sack. Now, of course, if they were to move around in the pocket and not be a CPU bot, you're going to find that's going to be a little bit easier to pick this blitz up instead. So a couple different varieties behind that. Of course, you can go into this DB Sting 2 Buzz. If you are expecting a max protect, just send the house and bring this guy down because we have the soft squat and lone side receiver. We don't have to worry about that thing vertically, and just send the dogs. Send the crib. So snap the ball. Right there, you can see that's time it gets picked up. We played terrible defense in that situation, but if we play it a little bit better, we're going to get the blitz to come through get home first off, and then also be able to cover the people that we need to cover. So, sorry about this being a little bit longer of a video, but I wanted to bring all the setups for all these different blitzes. Again, this carries over to any formation. Literally any formation. Yes, there are some that are better than others. 3-4 even, probably being the number one defense as far as getting the pressure home. It's not new. Trust me. I made a video on this, like, I want to say 2 months ago or something like that. It's just barely coming out. But 3-4 even, best. Between 1-4-6 and 3-4 even, they're pretty close to tied depending on the formation. Bear is just slightly below that, and then odd are below all of those. Odd is always good at the beginning of the year because you don't have fast wide receivers and you don't have pass rush abilities or any of that kind of stuff. You don't have good players in general, so you need the blitz to get home. So that's why you guys always see 3-4 odd at the beginning of the year, and then as the year goes on, 3-4 odd kind of takes a little bit of a backseat as far as pass defense goes. You see all these other formations come out instead. So that's going to take care of this video. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure you hit that subscribe button. And until next time, check out the link down below in the description. 15% off all of March for anything that you purchase on Spreadshirt. This has been T Meister. Get into the lab. See ya.